knows every shadow like a lover's name. Her steps a rhythm, a deadly game. Fingers chase the edge of time. She rewrites the world, one line at a time.
Chapter 5: The Ghost from Paris. The rain falls on Mumbai like silver water. The city's bright lights look like colorful patterns in the darkness. From the 42nd floor of the Oberoi Tower, the rooftop bar called Nimbus sits above all the noise. Through the big windows, the huge city spreads out in all directions. 12 million people live here. Each person has secrets that could change everything. Ananya Rao sits alone at a corner table. She holds a glass of expensive whiskey. The drink burns her throat, but not as much as the bad memories in her head. 3 days have passed since Ravi Varma disappeared from Hyderabad. Every clue has gone nowhere. The special computer chip is still missing. The people from other countries have all gone away. Her bosses at the Indian intelligence agency grow angry with each hour that passes. The bar is thick with cigarette smoke and secret deals. Business worth billions of dollars happens over champagne glasses. Arms dealers pretend to be art collectors while they plan weapons shipments. This is Mumbai's hidden money world. Swiss bank accounts and stolen diamonds become legal investments here. Ananya picked this place because it is strange. Nimbus exists between two worlds. It costs too much for honest government workers, but it is too public for real spy work. It is the perfect neutral place for talks that never officially happen. The rain gets heavier. It drums against the windows like urgent tapping sounds. Lightning lights up the storm clouds. For a moment, you can see the city's skeleton of steel and concrete under its shiny skin. Each flash turns the bar's customers into dark shadows. They are mysterious figures frozen between showing and hiding. Her phone buzzes with a secret message from her boss. Time running short. Foreign minister demands results. All assets authorized. The last part scares her more than the cold air. All assets authorized means the Indian intelligence agency can do anything. Rules, special protection, and international law become just suggestions when national security is at risk. She has seen what happens when Indian intelligence works without limits. Bodies disappear. Careers end. Truth becomes whatever helps the government. A shadow falls across her table without warning. It blocks the bright light from the windows. She does not need to look up to know who is standing there. Her body knows his presence like a bell responding to a certain sound. The cologne is different. The suit costs more money, but the dangerous smoothness stays the same. Good evening, Ananya. The words are in French. Lucien Moreau slides into the chair across from her. He moves like water, with the easy confidence of a man who has never met a door he could not open or a secret he could not steal. 5 years have been good to him. Silver threads through his dark hair. Laugh lines deepen around eyes that have seen too much and shown too little. Lucien. She keeps her voice level and professional, but her heart beats faster. Still using diplomatic passports to crash private parties? His smile could charm secrets from stones. The invitation was understood. Besides, I find your current situation very interesting. The waiter appears. He is young and nervous. He clearly knows that something dangerous is happening at this table. Lucien orders champagne in French. The words make the young man blush and stammer. Power has always attracted Lucien. He uses it like a surgeon's knife to get exactly what he wants. Dom Perignon 2010, he tells Ananya as the waiter leaves. I remember you learned to like it in Berlin. The mention of Berlin hits like a punch. She had hoped those memories were buried deep enough to stay dead. But Lucien brings them back with painful clarity. Snow falling on a square in Berlin. Safe house windows, foggy with body heat and whispered promises. The taste of champagne on his lips as Moscow's secrets burned in a hotel fireplace. And then, the betrayal. The morning she woke to find him gone. Every piece of intelligence she had gathered over 6 months of secret work went with him. Her spy team was caught. Her people were killed. Her career almost ended before it really began. I did not come here to remember old times, she says, but her eyes look at the familiar scar above his left eyebrow. She got that scar in Sarajevo. She once traced it with her fingertip in safer moments. No? He lights a cigarette with practiced grace. The flame lights up features that cannot decide between angel and demon. Then perhaps you will appreciate professional courtesy. Your missing scientist is not as missing as you think. The words hit with calculated impact. Ananya's training screams warnings about trusting anything Lucien says. But desperation makes poor decisions seem reasonable. 3 days of dead ends have taught her that normal methods will not get back Ravi Varma or the technology that disappeared with him. I am listening, she says. Her hand moves without thinking to the hidden gun under her jacket. Ravi Varma is alive. He's being held in a building outside Goa. Private military contractors guard him. Americans pay for it. But the operational control is more complicated. Lucien pauses for effect. Your special computer chip has attracted attention from parties who view technology as a zero-sum game. Which parties? His laugh carries real amusement and professional appreciation. The same ones who have been controlling your investigation from the beginning. The market chase in Hyderabad, the rooftop watching in Delhi. You have been dancing to someone else's music, dear. The pet name hits harder than any insult. Only Lucien could make a sweet word sound like both a threat and a promise. She forces herself to focus on the information rather than the messenger. Why should I believe you? Because, he says, taking a photograph from his jacket pocket, believing me is the only chance you have of seeing him alive again. The photograph shows Ravi Varma in what looks like a medical building. It's clean, sterile, expensive. He is awake, but tied down. IV lines run to his arms. Monitoring equipment tracks his vital signs. The timestamp shows the image was taken less than 12 hours ago. Chemical questioning. Lucien explains casually, as if talking about the weather. Very advanced. They're not torturing him for information. They're downloading his entire knowledge. Every classified project, every breakthrough, every idea that exists only in his memory. Ananya studies the image like a professional, while her stomach turns. She has seen what happens after chemical questioning. Broken minds that never fully recover. Scientists reduced to empty shells of their former selves. The technique takes information with surgical care, while destroying the person's ability to keep or use knowledge. Why show me this? She asks. She suspects the answer will only make her impossible situation worse. Lucien's face grows serious. He loses his practiced charm for a moment of real emotion. Because I owe you a debt that has been growing interest for 5 years. Berlin was necessary at the time, but that does not make it forgivable. The admission hangs between them like smoke from his cigarette. She had spent years imagining this conversation. The explanations, the reasons, the apologies that might make sense of what he had done. Now that it is happening, the words feel hollow. They are not enough to bridge the gap his betrayal had created. Necessary for whom? The question carries 5 years of anger. Your career? France's strategic interests? Or just the thrill of seeing how much damage you could do to someone who trusted you? His face goes very still. You think this is easy for me? Watching you from far away? Knowing what I destroyed? Seeing you succeed despite everything I took from you? You could have stayed away. I tried. The confession comes out quietly, almost lost under the bar's noise. 5 years, Ananya. 5 years of telling myself you were better off without my complications. But when your scientist disappeared, and I saw the same players moving the same pieces, I could not let history repeat itself. The champagne arrives with fancy precision. Crystal glasses, ceremonial cork removal, bubbles rising like tiny prayers for forgiveness. Lucien raises his glass in a mock toast. His smile returns, but carries more sadness than humor. To old mistakes and new possibilities. He says, she does not raise her glass. I do not drink with ghosts. Then drink with someone who is trying to become something better. The hurt in his voice is so unexpected that she almost believes it is real. The building holding your scientist is off limits to official rescue operations. Too many diplomatic complications, too much ability to deny involvement. But two freelancers, with the right connections, might manage something unofficial. The offer carries obvious risks and uncertain rewards. Working with Lucien again would require trusting someone who had already proven his willingness to sacrifice her for strategic advantage. But normal approaches have failed. Time is running short. Ravi Varma's continued existence depends on action rather than caution. "What is your angle?" she asks. She knows that Lucien never acts from pure kindness. The French intelligence agency does not send operatives to Mumbai for charity work. His smile sharpens to something like honesty. France's quantum computing program is 3 years behind American and Chinese capabilities. Your Dr. Varma's research could close that gap, if we can get him out before his knowledge becomes worthless. The admission confirms her suspicions while adding new complications. Lucien is not offering redemption. He is proposing a partnership where betrayal becomes a calculated risk rather than a certainty. At least the rules are clear. And if I refuse, then you will continue dancing to music you cannot hear while your scientist's mind is systematically destroyed. He finishes his champagne with calm appreciation. The building's security is beyond Indian government capabilities, but not beyond ours. Together, the rain continues its assault on Mumbai's skyline. It transforms the city into a painting of light and motion. From their high perch, the urban chaos below seems manageable. It is reduced to abstract patterns that hide the human cost of power and ambition. Ananya finds herself studying Lucien's hands as he speaks. They are elegant fingers that have killed with piano wire and signed death warrants with equal skill. In Berlin, those same hands had traced promises across her skin with such conviction that she had believed them completely. The building is a converted pharmaceutical plant in Goa, he continues. He produces a tablet that shows architectural blueprints with alarming detail. Private security, electronic watching, but designed for industrial spying rather than military assault. 36 hours should be enough for extraction and evacuation. The plans are too detailed, too current for casual intelligence gathering. Someone has been planning this operation for weeks, possibly months. The coincidence of Lucien's appearance feels less like chance and more like careful planning. "How long have you been watching me?" she asks. She recognizes patterns of preparation that require extended watching. Long enough to know that your current emotional state makes you dangerous to yourself and others. His honesty is brutal but accurate. "Berlin changed both of us, Ananya. You became harder, more cautious. I became more aware of consequences." The bar's atmosphere grows thicker as the evening progresses. Conversations around them shift into languages that do not officially exist. Corporate codes, diplomatic nice words, criminal special language that transforms blood money into legal investment. This is where Mumbai's underground economy surfaces briefly before diving back into shadows that protect billion-dollar corruption from legal scrutiny. Her phone buzzes with another message from the intelligence headquarters. Intel suggests foreign extraction planned. Prevent by any means necessary. The order crystallizes her situation. Officially, she is supposed to prevent exactly the kind of operation Lucien is proposing. Unofficially, it might be Ravi Varma's only chance for survival. The contradiction forces her to choose between loyalty to her organization and personal conscience. "Do you remember Prague?" Lucien asks suddenly. His voice carries real nostalgia under its professional control. The question brings back memories she had worked hard to suppress. Prague, before Berlin, before betrayal, when their partnership had been built on mutual respect rather than mutual destruction. 3 days of playing husband and wife while getting a Romanian arms dealer's daughter away from her father's enemies. They had been so convincing that she had almost believed the fiction herself. "Prague was a lifetime ago," she replies, but her voice carries less conviction than her words. "Was it?" He leans forward, close enough that she can smell his cologne and the whiskey on his breath. "Because I have never forgotten how you looked in that hotel mirror, wearing my shirt and nothing else, planning an operation that would save 12 innocent lives." The intimacy of the memory hits like a physical blow. She remembers that morning, sunlight streaming through lace curtains, his hands steady on her shoulders as they reviewed building schematics. The absolute trust that had made their partnership feel like destiny, rather than assignment. "That was before you taught me the difference between partnership and manipulation," she says. The words carry more pain than anger. His expression grows complicated. Guilt and longing wrestle for control across features that have learned to reveal only what serves strategic purpose. "I have made peace with what I did in Berlin. I will never make peace with what it cost you." The conversation reaches the inevitable crossroads, where professional necessity meets personal history. Ananya recognizes the moment for what it is, a decision point that will determine not just Ravi Varma's fate, but her own future relationship with trust, risk, and the possibility of redemption. Lucien's tablet displays real-time satellite images of the Goa building. Guard rotations, vehicle movements, electronic signatures that paint a comprehensive picture of the target's weaknesses. The intelligence is current, accurate, and definitely not available through official channels. Security changeover happens at 4 a.m. local time. He explains with professional detachment. Skeleton crew for exactly 18 minutes while shifts change. Electronic watching experiences predictable gaps during the handoff period. "You have been planning this for weeks," she observes. She recognizes the level of preparation required for such detailed operational intelligence. Months, actually. His admission carries unexpected honesty. "I have been tracking this group of companies since they acquired the pharmaceutical building. Your scientist was not their first acquisition, just their most valuable." The revelation adds new dimensions to the situation. Ravi Varma's kidnapping is not an isolated incident, but part of a larger pattern of technology theft and human trafficking disguised as private research initiatives. The implications for national security extend far beyond a single missing scientist. Her secure phone rings with an incoming call from her handler. She glances at the display, but does not answer. She recognizes that official communication would only add constraints to an already impossible situation. "Avoiding your colleagues?" Lucien observes with amusement. "Avoiding complications." She finishes her whiskey in one burning swallow. "If we do this, and I am not saying we will, what guarantee do I have that you will not disappear again when things get difficult?" His smile fades completely. It is replaced by an expression of such raw honesty that it's almost painful to witness. "You do not. But you have my word that I will stay until Varma is safe or we are both dead trying." As Lucien leans forward to seal their tentative alliance with whispered operational details, Ananya's peripheral vision catches movement in the building across the street. The flash of light could be anything: a camera lens, a window reflection, the glint of rain on glass. But her survival instincts, sharpened by 15 years of field operations, recognize the specific signature of optical equipment designed for precision targeting. "Do not move," she whispers. Her hand finds the grip of her concealed pistol. Sniper, northeast building, approximately 300 meters. Lucien's training kicks in automatically. He freezes without turning. His eyes scan reflective surfaces around them for confirmation of the threat. His champagne glass serves as an improvised mirror, angling to provide visual access to their vulnerable position. "Confirmed," he murmurs. His voice carries the calm that comes from years of dancing with death. Professional setup. High-powered rifle, probably thermal scope. We are painted. The bar's ambient noise continues unchanged. Wealthy patrons conduct business while unaware of the lethal drama unfolding at the corner table. The rain and neon create perfect camouflage for violence. The elevated position offers no escape routes except those controlled by whoever has them in their crosshairs. "The group of companies?" Ananya asks. She suspects the answer is more complicated than simple corporate security. "Possibly. Or your friends in government who prefer permanent solutions to embarrassing questions." Lucien's hand moves with glacial slowness toward his own concealed weapon. The timing suggests someone has been monitoring our conversation. The implications cascade through her tactable thinking. If they are under watching, then every word they have spoken has been recorded, analyzed, and transmitted to parties unknown. Their tentative alliance has become a death sentence for reasons they cannot yet understand. Move on 3, she whispers. She calculates angles and distances while maintaining the appearance of casual conversation. Service corridor behind the bar leads to freight elevators. And if our friend on the roof has partners? Lucien's question carries professional respect for her tactical thinking, even as death hovers like a prayer away. Then we improvise. Lightning illuminates the Mumbai skyline one final time. It reveals the scope's reflection with crystal clarity. In that brief moment of electrical revelation, Ananya sees their future balanced on the edge of violence and possibility. Old ghosts, new enemies, and the terrible price of trust in a world where loyalty is just another weapon to be used against the unwary. The storm breaks across the city like a promise of chaos. Somewhere in the darkness, a finger tightens on a trigger that will decide whether redemption is possible or if some betrayals are simply too deep to heal.
Her eyes burn cold, her touch ignites. She's the heartbeat in the dead of night. She's fluid.